What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and Machine Gun Kelly lit a fire under Slim Shady's ass because he has officially responded on wax. There were a lot of people upset that Eminem hadn't responded on wax. Instead, he was doing the kamikaze interview in which he addressed everyone that he was going at on the album and why he went at them. Well, today, while releasing those interviews, dissing them in the interviews, he decided to release a diss track on wax going at Machine Gun Kelly called Killshot. And he went in, man. I've never heard Eminem sound so inspired than now. Like, it seems like Eminem was sort of, getting content with the position he was in and sort of just going through the motions when it comes to the music. And since he's released that Kamikaze album and released his diss tracks, you can tell there was a fire lit in him again, and you can tell he's way more inspired when he raps. And that's the great thing about diss tracks and competition, is it inspires each artist to do their best and reignites them if they've been in the game forever. That's why I like them. I hate them when it goes too far, though, and way too personal. That's when things get, way left and people could potentially die. But if it just stays on wax, it's all good. So let's break down the lyrics. Let's talk about what's true, what's not true. Let's talk about what he was responding to and much more. In the intro, Eminem mimics Machine Gun Kelly, referring to his Rap Devil song, where he says, "You sound like a bitch, bitch." Eminem just responds, says, "Shut the fuck up." And then he says, "Your fans become your haters." He said, "Are you done?" He said, "Fuck, your beard's weird." And then Eminem just simply said, "All right." Then in verse 1, and this is the weird thing that I noticed, was that Eminem responded to the Rihanna claims immediately, which was something that I was thrown back by. I thought he would go a different route, but he responded saying, "Rihanna just hit me on the text. Last night I left hickeys on her neck." And then this is a response to Machine Gun Kelly's line where he says, "The type to be scared to ask Rihanna for her number. Just hold her umbrella, Ella, Ella." Then he continues and says, "Wait, you just dissed me? I'm perplexed. Insult me in a line, compliment me on the next." And as we all know, Machine Gun Kelly is a huge fan of Eminem. He's always been a huge fan, but ever since that tweet in 2012, Machine Gun Kelly claims that he was banned from Shade 45, and then he's had issues with Eminem ever since. Eminem in the continuing lines plays on the stuff that Machine Gun Kelly said in his diss track, which was calling him old and barely being able to stand up, and he's going to have a heart attack, stuff like that. He plays with it and says, "I'm really sorry you want me to have a heart attack. Was watching 8 Mile on my Nordic track. Realized I forgot to call you back. Here's that autograph for your daughter. I wrote it on a starter cap." And that was dope as hell because that's playing an homage to the Stan song that Eminem wrote a while ago, which is a classic. And we all know Machine Gun Kelly is a fan of Eminem, so he's referring to him as Stan. He continues and says, "Stan, Stan, son, listen, man, dad isn't mad. But how you gonna name yourself after a damn gun and have a man bun?" So Eminem is doing exactly what I expected in this diss track, and that's basically son Machine Gun Kelly and say, "Listen, you're my son. You're an offspring of me. I've done way more than you've ever done in your career." And he continues that in the upcoming bars. He says, "Say you got me in a scope, but you grazed me." Meaning that diss track was nothing that you sent at me. I've been used to this my whole entire career. He continues and says, "I say one call to Interscope and you're Swayze." Meaning, I called Interscope and got you banned from Shade 45. He confirms that in this bar. And then he says, "You reply, got the crowd yelling woo. So before you die, let's see who can out-petty who." And if you guys saw the Kamikaze Part 2 interview, Eminem explained that his reason for the diss was a lot pettier. So in this line, he's saying, "I'm willing to go as far as you want it to go." Then he quotes Machine Gun Kelly in the next line saying, "With your corny lines, Slim, you're old." Then he responds saying, "Oh, Kelly, oh, but I'm 45 and I'm still outselling you. By 29, I had 3 albums that blew. Now let's talk about something I don't really do. Go in someone's daughter's mouth, stealing food." Now, the line where he says, "I'm 45 and I'm still outselling you," that's true. I mean, Eminem's worst album to date, which was Revival, alone has sold well over 2 million copies. We all know Machine Gun Kelly hasn't had an album that even went platinum. Then when he says, "By 29, I had 3 albums that blew," Machine Gun Kelly right now is 28. He's released 3 albums, but like I said, none of them have gone platinum. 2 of them have gone gold, which is about 500,000 copies sold. So Eminem at that time, by 29, we all know what he's done. He released the Slim Shady LP, which went like triple platinum just in America in 1 year. Then the Marshall Mathers LP, which ultimately ended up selling 32 million copies worldwide. Then the Eminem Show, which ended up selling 30 million albums worldwide, and it was easily the best-selling album of 2002, stuff like that. So Machine Gun Kelly's only sold roughly 500,000 to 1 million copies in total of his 3 albums that have released. So like I said, he's simply sunning him here, saying, I've done a lot more than you have. And we all know this. We all know Eminem is on a completely different level than Machine Gun Kelly. Then the line where he says, now let's talk about something I don't really do, go in someone's daughter's mouth stealing food. And as we all know, Machine Gun Kelly blamed Eminem for taking food out of his mouth because he's getting him blackballed from certain things like Shade 45. And he claimed that Eminem called Diddy and told Interscope to shelve his album, and Eminem responded in the Kamikaze interview and said, hell no, I don't even have Diddy's number to do that. Then he quotes Machine Gun Kelly again and says, yo, Slim, your last 4 albums sucked. Go back to Recovery. Oh, shoot, that was 3 albums ago. What do you know? Oops, know your facts before you come at me, little goof. He says, luxury, oh, you broke bitch. Yeah, I had enough money in '02 to burn it in front of you, ho. Younger me, no, you're the whack me. It's funny, but so true. I'd rather be the 80-year-old me than a 20-year-old you. In these bars, he's clowning Machine Gun Kelly, saying that it was 3 albums ago instead of 4, because if you count 4 albums, that means Recovery was garbage too. And as we all know, Machine Gun Kelly was a fan of Recovery. Funny thing is, here's a tweet from 2010 when Recovery was released, and Machine Gun Kelly said, Eminem makes me want to quit rapping. Fuck, he's good, LOL. He continues the bars and says, till I'm getting old-aged, still can fill a whole page with a 10-year-old's rage. Got more fans than you in your own city, lil' kitty. Go play, feel like I'm babysitting lil' Tay. Got the Diddy okay, so you spent your whole day shooting a video just so you can dig your own grave. Once again, Eminem is sunning him, saying, you had to contact Diddy to get the okay to make this diss track and shoot the video because you don't have as much money as me and you're not your own boss like me. Then he says, got you at your own wake. I'm the Billy Goat. You ain't never made a list next to no Biggie, no Jay. Next to Taylor Swift and that Iggy Ho, you about to really blow. Kelly, they'll be putting your name next to Ja, next to Benzino, die motherfucker, like the last motherfucker saying Haley's name in vain. In these bars, he's attacking Machine Gun Kelly's legacy. Right now, Machine Gun Kelly hasn't really done anything in his career that's going to last him and make him a legendary rapper. He says, you're going to be next to Taylor Swift and Iggy Azalea. You're not really going to blow like that in terms of hip-hop. And then he says, I'm going to put you next to the people that I beef with whose careers are over. He mentions Ja Rule and Benzino, and he says, those are the last motherfuckers to mention Haley's name. You're going to end up like them. If you don't know what happened between Eminem and Ja Rule, you can go ahead and check out this documentary I made. It's very detailed. It's called 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, Who Really Won. It's in great detail when it comes to the street stuff and the music stuff. And I just made a documentary covering the Eminem versus Benzino beef in great detail. So this is a shameless plug. If you are new to this channel and haven't seen those videos, I'll leave a link in the description for both of those. I highly recommend you watch them. It covers everything that Eminem has gone through in the past. In the next bars, he says, my biggest flops are your greatest hits. I covered that earlier. We all know Eminem has outsold Machine Gun Kelly easily. Then he says, the game's mine again. Ain't nothing changed but the locks. So before I slay this bitch, moi, give Jade a kiss. Now these bars were dope as hell if you caught them. Because when he says, ain't changed nothing but the locks, he's referring to the rap group The Lox. And in that rap group, there's an artist called Jadakiss. If you're into hip-hop, you know who Jadakiss is. So when he says, so before I slay this bitch, moi, give Jade a kiss, it was a dope play on words because he's saying, I'm going to give Haley Jade, which is his daughter, a kiss. But he also refers to The Lox and Jadakiss, the rapper. He continued and says, gotta wake up Labor Day to this. As we all know, Machine Gun Kelly released the diss track on Labor Day. He says, being rich aimed by some prick using my name for clickbait. In a state of bliss because I said his goddamn name. Now I gotta cock back, aim, yeah bitch, pop champagne to this. It's your moment. This is it. As big as you're gonna get, so enjoy it. Had to give you a career to destroy it. Lethal injection, go to sleep 6 feet deep. I'll give you a B for the effort, but if I was the 3'11", you'd look up to me, and for the record, you would suck a dick to fucking be me for a second. So once again, basically sunning him, saying, you're popping champagne to this, referring to the video of his response where he was popping champagne, and says, this is going to be your biggest moment in your career. It's either going to make or break you. If you come back with better diss tracks, you might become a bigger artist, but that's less than likely to happen. So he says, I'm going to destroy your career. I built it right now to what it is, and I'm going to destroy it. And this has been proven because Rap Devil was #1 on the iTunes rap charts, and it's gotten over 70 million views, which is the most views a Machine Gun Kelly video has gotten in a while. He continues and says, give your life to be this solidified. This motherfucking shit is like Rambo when he's out of bullets. So what good is a fucking machine gun when it's out of ammo? Had enough of this tatted up mumble rapper. How the fuck can him and I battle? He'll have to fuck him in my flannel. I'll give him my sandals. Cause he knows as long as I'm shady, he's going to have to live in my shadow. And the Rambo lines, he says, if Machine Gun Kelly responds to this diss track, he's not going to have anything to say. He's out of ammo. That's the best he's gotten, which was on that Rap Devil track. Then he says he'll have to fuck him in my flannel. I'll give him my sandals. He basically does a tactic that Eminem is known for doing, and that's giving his enemy the upper hand. He says, yeah, you can have Kim, and I'll give you my sandals. What he's saying when he says here is he's emphasizing by stating that he'd give MGK a pair of his sandals so that he could relax under Eminem's shade, thus leaving him literally in his shadow, which was a dope line that I hope doesn't go over people's heads. And these next lines, he's talking about G-Eazy smashing Machine Gun Kelly's old girl. He says, we can all see you're fucking salty because young Gerald's balls deep inside of Halsey. Halsey is a girl that was dating G-Eazy. They broke up for a brief moment in time, and apparently Machine Gun Kelly dated her, and then they broke up immediately within weeks, and then she went back to G-Eazy. And Machine Gun Kelly's claimed that, he smashed G-Eazy's girl, and in these bars, he's saying, you're just salty that, G-Eazy was balls deep inside of that girl, and now you're going at me and him. He continues and says, thanks for dissing me. Now I had an excuse on the mic to write and not alike, which is the diss track on Kamikaze. But he says, really, I don't care who's in the right, but you're losing the fight you picked. Who else won it, Kells? Attempt fails, Budden L's, which is more shots at Joe Budden, saying he's just taking more L's by going on a podcast and not responding on wax. Then in these upcoming bars, he decides to take his aim at Diddy. He says, Killshot, I will not fail. I'm with Doc still, but this idiot's boss pops pills and tells him he's got skills. But Kells, the day you put out a hits, the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed. Now, these are the bars that were shocking to me 100% on this track, because he's essentially getting mad at Diddy because Diddy allowed Machine Gun Kelly to release that diss track and was funding him for the video shoot. We don't know if Diddy even knew that Machine Gun Kelly was going to respond to Eminem, but since Machine Gun Kelly is signed under Diddy, that means he has to have some sort of approval to do a lot of the things that he does musically. So he says this idiot's boss pops pills and tells him he got skills. Apparently he's saying Diddy, confirmed that he should respond to Eminem and said you have enough skills to go at Eminem. Then he says the day you put out a hit's the day Diddy admits that he put out the hit that got Pac killed. And this line was crazy, even crazier, because he's basically blaming Diddy for the murder of Tupac. And we've seen throughout various documentaries, even 50 Cent's claim that Diddy's killed Tupac. So many things out there that says that Diddy was the one that put the hit on Tupac. There's a bunch of claims about how Tupac died. I'm not going to explore that in this a lot. I'm going to make a documentary about Tupac versus Biggie and how all that went down whenever I reach 500,000 subscribers, because that's going to take a long time. It's going to take months and months of research. When I did 50 versus Ja Rule, it took me 2 months and a half of research to get that done. And I know the Tupac versus Biggie one is going to take way longer than that. And I know towards the end of the track, he says, I'm just playing Diddy, you know I love you. We all know there is truth in the jokes, though. So there's been a lot of claims, like I said, and I'm going to explore that in the future. Then he ends off the track basically, mimicking Machine Gun Kelly's diss track, and he ends it off saying, so just leave my dick in your mouth and keep my daughter out of it. So that's it for the breakdown. Now I want to talk about who has the better diss track. I believe Machine Gun Kelly has the better song, but Eminem has the better lyrics and the better diss. With that being said, what I mean is sonically, Machine Gun Kelly's diss track is better than Eminem's, but Eminem comes better with the bars and the lyrics. So ultimately, Eminem has the better track slightly, though. It's very even right now. I felt like Eminem could have gone harder, could have said some things that I wasn't expecting. Like that Diddy line was something I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting him to take shots at Diddy as well. However, what I was expecting was Eminem to reply to Machine Gun Kelly calling him old and to sun him and say, I've sold way more albums than you. I've been doing this longer than you. So I don't know if a diss track is good when you expect what you expected. I usually like a diss track that I don't expect at all. I don't expect the bars to be something completely different. Like that line at Diddy, that was something I didn't see coming at all. Overall, this is a great battle. They're both delivering. I'm just interested in seeing what Machine Gun Kelly is going to do next, because I believe what Eminem said on that ramble line saying you're out of ammo is true. I don't really know anything that Machine Gun Kelly can say at Eminem that would affect his career or him personally besides going at Haley again. And I don't think kids should get involved in this. I know Haley is grown now. It's still someone's kids. I feel like that should be left out. So if Machine Gun Kelly responds by going at Haley more, it's going to get way worse than it is, and it might actually get personal, and I don't want it to go that direction. So yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Did this response satisfy your needs? I asked on Twitter, what do you guys think of the response? Is Machine Gun Kelly's better or is Eminem's better? Eminem got 80% of the votes, and Machine Gun Kelly got 20%. So that's your thoughts on Twitter. Let me know in the comments below. If you want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse mentality. For just $1 a month or more, you can help support this channel further. Like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. I do videos like this daily on hip-hop news and much more, so definitely subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at QuakeGW. Like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.